talk about mental health or some form of mental health or mental disorder. I can talk about that. But what I really was asked to do today by my friend Terry was to figure out when was the first time I knew something was wrong. And that would have been between the time I was 10 and 13. I went and asked, I had been reading these articles about chemical work being done to make mood stabilizers and antidepressants. And I wanted to go be in this student experiment with these medicines. And albeit I had gotten to high school and these people were in college, I figured this was the place that I needed to be because I had taken to sleeping for two whole days or something, or I'd be up for 3 days. And which are classic signs of manic depression. But anyway, they told me that psychiatrists or the kind of doctors, if you go in their office, they'll tell you you're crazy. And I said, dang, that's, when you go to anybody's doctor, they're going to tell you something's wrong with you, that's why you win. That didn't phase them, so they didn't take me to the psychiatrist. So the first opportunity I had was to go to my college social worker when I finally got to one, and I was 17 at the time. I've been in and out of therapy for the past 40 years, 45 years, one way or another. And those medicines I was waiting for them to make, they exist now. So taking care of although I did realize that I did not take my medicine this morning. Yeah, I know. And I was rushing to get down here and I just forgot. But I feel fine.
Sure, this is not going to affect us in any way. So what happens when you don't take your meds, boy? I know. Okay.
But at least I remember. My family, I have taken most of my family with me to see one or another of my therapists in the last 20 years so that my family doesn't feel cut off. Because once you start seeing somebody, all hell breaks loose in the family itself. Because they think we're telling on them. They think they're not trustworthy, and that's why I'm going to trust this other person. So there's all kinds of stuff that goes on with your family when you get yourself in therapy. And I find that if you include your near relatives in your therapy in some kind of way, it makes for a better therapeutic situation. And it makes your family feel like you didn't just throw them out the river. So that's one of the things. But the other biggest thing, I think, was that one of us will have to deal with it in some way or another, is that this disease is going to live with you your whole life. It's not going to go away. You'll have meds, you'll have therapy, you'll have all kinds of things. They might do MRIs of your brain to see if there's something physical going on with you, to see if there's something growing up there. But the big thing is, when something big happens to us is that we know we're not going to get away from this disease. We have to learn how to live with it, with our meds and with our strengths. And it is a lifetime commitment to oneself to take that process and realize it's not going to go away. I have to learn how to manage this and how to take care of myself and my loved ones. I introduced my daughter to therapy when she was about 3 or 4. I took her to a child psychiatrist. 3 or 4. And she understood that Mommy's doctor was her head doctor. And that way she could use her head doctor. And I go to the head doctor today. I said, yeah, we're just going to go today. Once every 6 months we go and check. And because I wanted to know, being the single daughter of a single parent who was manic depressive or bipolar, I wanted to know how that affected my child. So I went every 6 months. She went to see somebody, so I could see that she was developmentally moving forward. Because one thing about our disease, which is not that different from some other kind of chronic ailment, is we have to realize that our disease affects other people in very, very primal ways. And unless we talk through it with our relatives, then they may lose us or we might lose them. And that's what I wanted to share this morning. I wanted to tell you how wonderful it's been to be here with you and how wonderful it is to have been on Terry's panel.
Okay. This was suicide attempts, multiple suicide attempts, and then just very briefly, because she had 2 strokes, and what it was like coming back from that and feeling that she would never be able to be and do again. So if you could just speak a little bit about that.
I'll try. The first time I came in contact with my sense of abandonment was when I went to stay at my aunt's house while they were in Trinidad for 2 weeks. And I was way out in Queens in Daisy Park. And I walked in the house, and every night I swore there was somebody in the house. And I would run around and check all the windows and doors and make sure nobody was there. But there was, as far as I could tell, emotionally, there was somebody in there. So I kept hiding all over the place. Then I turned the oven on. I went in the kitchen and I said, okay, I'm going to sleep out here. If I die, he'll die too. And so I stayed out there with the oven on. And luckily, my uncle came over to check on me. And I was laying in the kitchen with the gas on. And so he opened the house up and knocked me, told me to wake it up. And so I woke up, and that was one. I tried that a couple of times, and I never got the hang of it. Mixed that up too. I put water in it.